Live from WTVO Rockford and your home team. Eyewitness News at 5 starts now.
The city of Freeport is in mourning after the unexpected loss of its fire chief. The devoted first responder accomplished a lot after more than 30 years in public safety. A Scots law violator is ticketed after slamming into an Illinois state trooper in Winnebago County. The crash serves as a reminder to move over when passing first responders. Plus, support the men and women in blue by giving the gift of life. A blood drive honoring a fallen Rockford officer comes at a time when donations are desperately needed. Good evening, I'm Hannah Zettel. Alexis Carpello is off tonight. Freeport's top firefighter passes away. A press release from the city says Chief Brad Liggett suddenly died Saturday. He was 55. Liggett led the Freeport Fire Department since July of 2019. Before that, the first responder spent 30 years working for Beloit's Fire Department, eventually serving as chief for 16 years. In 2021, Liggett was elected to be the first vice president of the Metropolitan Fire Chiefs Association. Funeral arrangements at Daly Murphy Wish & Associates are pending. Starting at 6 tonight, Chief Liggett will be escorted from Beloit Memorial Hospital to the funeral home on Cranston Road. The procession will head south on Prairie Avenue, then east on Cranston. During that time, westbound lanes of Cranston will be blocked at Chaupier Road. Stick with Eyewitness News for a live stream of that procession. That'll be available on our Facebook page or at mystateline.com. An Illinois state trooper is doing okay after a morning crash. It happened around 9:30 this morning on I-39 near milepost 117 in Winnebago County. ISP says the trooper was investigating a car that slid into a ditch. A blue Hyundai was driving toward the scene when the driver lost control and spun into the rear of the trooper's vehicle. The squad car's emergency lights were activated at the time of the crash. The trooper and the driver of the car in the ditch were not hurt. 18-year-old David Walker of Malta had minor injuries. He's charged with a Scots law violation, driving too fast for conditions, and improper lane usage. A fallen Rockford police officer is honored on National Law Enforcement Appreciation Day. Those paying tribute to Officer Jamie Cox's memory just had to roll up their sleeves. Nikel Delgado spoke to Cox's wife, and Nikel, she tells you this event would have meant a lot to Officer Cox.
That's right, Hannah. Caitlin Cox says donating blood was important to Jamie. This Bleed Blue blood drive is something to keep her husband's memory alive while also helping others in need.
Bleed Blue blood drive in honor of my husband, Jamie Cox. It's National Law Enforcement Appreciation Day, and it's just a way to give back to the community and to raise awareness about donating blood and how much it can help save lives.
Caitlin Cox has been donating blood for over 3 years to honor her late husband, Officer Jamie Cox, who was killed in the line of duty in 2017. Now the community has a chance to pay tribute to him as well on National Law Enforcement Appreciation Day.
To him, it was an easy way to make a difference and to help save lives and do his part, and he just felt very strongly about doing whatever he could to help the community.
American Red Cross account manager Janet Jarvis says there is a blood shortage for both emergencies and elective surgeries.
The blood supply is down because we don't have enough donors. We have more technology in the medical field is using more blood products.
Bleed Blue blood drive organizers hope to get 100 units of blood, but Jarvis says it looks like they will surpass that goal.
I see what these men and women do every day and put their lives on the line, and so if we can give back by donating blood and saving more lives, it really does make a difference.
According to the Red Cross, a single blood donation can save up to 3 lives. That's something Caitlin says her husband would be proud to see.
It's very humbling and very amazing to see people come out to not only honor and remember him, but to also just bring such a big group together to continue his legacy and helping others.
The Jamie Cox Foundation is working to making the blood drive an annual event, but of course you can donate anytime. For more information on where you can roll up your sleeves, find this story on mystateline.com. Hannah?
Thanks for that report, Nicole. At least 19 people are dead, including 9 children, following an apartment fire in New York City. Flames broke out this morning on the 3rd floor of a 19-story high-rise in the Bronx. The fire commissioner says the door of the apartment where the fire started was left open, which allowed the blaze to spread. Investigators say a malfunctioning electric space heater sparked the deadly fire. The friend who brought Kyle Rittenhouse the assault-style rifle used in the Kenosha shootings has taken a plea deal. Dominic Black agreed to plead no contest to contributing to the delinquency of a minor. It's a non-criminal citation that will allow him to avoid convictions on the 2 felonies he'd been facing. Black was 18 when he brought the AR-15 rifle for Rittenhouse, who was only 17 at the time. Rittenhouse used that gun to kill 2 people and wound a 3rd during racial justice protests in 2020. A jury found Rittenhouse not guilty based on self-defense. A new wave of COVID-19 cases, coupled with fears over the highly contagious Omicron variant, have some people questioning what kind of mask to wear to keep them safe. One of the most popular options is the cloth mask, which is effective at filtering droplets and particles, but after continued wash and wear, eventually becomes less effective. Another choice is the disposable masks, such as the rated mask. Those have been approved by American Society for Testing and Materials and take the burden of daily laundering off your shoulders.
A rated mask is going to filter out more than a cloth mask. That's not rocket science. We do know that. In the beginning, with COVID, we didn't have the mass manufacturing of masks like we do now. So we have masks more readily available.
No matter what kind of mask you choose, health experts say a proper fit is most important. As COVID cases continue to surge across the country, the White House says help is on the way. Administration officials say they're working to provide free rapid tests and numerous treatments for COVID in the coming weeks. But as DC's Anna Warnicki reports, some fear the help is way too late. Eyewitness News is keeping you connected to the nation's capital.
Good evening. The House returns on Monday from winter recess, and already lawmakers say as they start the new year, their first order of business is ending the pandemic.
COVID is the center of it all.
House Speaker Nancy Pelosi said on CBS Face the Nation that when Congress returns this week, COVID-19 will be the top priority. But that may not mean another COVID relief bill.
The administration has not made a formal request for more funding, but it is clear from the opportunity that is there.
Despite the $6 trillion the federal government has spent fighting COVID-19 so far, some states like California are looking for more funding as case numbers surge again.
The administration is rapidly scaling up what they are able to purchase and get out to the American people.
CDC Director Dr. Rochelle Walensky said on Fox News Sunday that the Biden administration is working to provide some relief this month. Another batch of Pfizer's COVID-19 treatment pill was shipped out this week, and the administration is finalizing details to begin shipping 500 million free rapid tests to Americans by the end of January.
It's unfortunate we started this late. We should have done this earlier.
Former Trump FDA Commissioner Dr. Scott Gottlieb said on CBS Face the Nation that many of these supplies take time to produce and ship, and Americans need them now.
We need to start thinking about how we distribute these through normal retail channels where people are used to accessing healthcare services and not these government-directed channels, which are going to make it more challenging for people to get these in a timely fashion.
The White House says they've already purchased the treatment pills and are ready to begin distributing them to Americans once they're off the production line, which could be late June. For now, in Washington, I'm Anna Warnicki. Back to you.
Now, your first warned weather forecast from Chief Meteorologist Candace King.
Well, things a little bit more quiet tonight compared to where they were this time yesterday when we had the freezing drizzle and the fog created quite the slick conditions on the roadways, and some of that did carry over into this morning. But temperatures today, they fell throughout the afternoon, staying in the teens here for much of the day. We've got a clear sky, which means the sun sets here this evening on a clear sky, but it is going to be cold. A live look at the Mercy Sky Track camera now out in Rochelle. Temperatures dropping 12 in Rochelle, feels like 1 below below, 2 below our current wind chill in Rockford, 11 the temperature, 10 in Freeport, and 8 right now in Monroe, but you still have a wind chill factor of 10 below. That's because we've had a bit of a breeze this afternoon coming in from the northwest, and we'll still hang on to a little bit of that breeze here for this evening. Officially, our high temperature in the low 30s, but ever since this morning, those numbers fell and held fairly steady here throughout the teens, and we'll actually see those numbers drop into the low single digits here for tonight as that cold air continues to spill in on the heels of that northwesterly wind. But we'll actually see our temperatures, cloud cover increases, hold pretty steady and maybe rise a couple degrees into tomorrow. Want to point out something. You've got the warmer air 30s over the central southern plains, area of low pressure over South Dakota. It's a very weak low pressure system, not really amounting to much just yet on satellite and radar, but you do see an increase in cloud cover with that. That is actually going to pass to our south later tonight and very early tomorrow. So that's where the cloud cover begins to move in. So about 9-10 o'clock, we'll see an increase in cloud cover. That'll take us through the midnight hour, and notice how our temperatures start to go up as a result. We are still going to keep with that northwesterly wind. Now, as that Clipper system passes to the south, Futurecast not really showing it much on here, but the potential is there for a couple of flurries or even a light snow shower or two to develop between about 1 and 7 o'clock tomorrow morning. So just before the sun comes up tomorrow, high pressure then moves back in for tomorrow afternoon. So we'll continue with the sunshine, but we don't get a lot of warmth tomorrow. Temperatures back into the teens. We're back down below zero tomorrow night, and then those numbers will begin to climb into the 20s, low 30s as we head towards Tuesday afternoon. But let's talk a little bit about that light snow. Again, even though Futurecast wasn't showing it, I think we could see a couple of flurries and in some spots maybe a quick dusting that could occur during that time. And with temperatures as cold as they are, could be some issues on some of the roads, especially some untreated roads. So if you're up early tomorrow, just know if you have a little bit of snow on the ground, there could be a couple of slick spots. Again, that timeline looking to be between about 1 and 7 o'clock tomorrow morning. After that, we're going to see some sunshine that'll take us through the rest of the afternoon. Now, winds are stay light from the northwest, but as we go throughout the day tomorrow, that wind direction will begin to shift around. Southwesterly winds will pick up late tomorrow night and into Tuesday. So it gets windy on Tuesday. So even though our temperature is going up, it is still going to feel cool through the afternoon as southwest winds could be gusting near 30 miles per hour. So 2 here for this evening, steady temperature rising just a bit tomorrow, only up to 14 after a couple of very light snow showers early in the morning. We stay chilly again Monday night into Tuesday, but look at that, Hannah, our numbers. There we go. We're back into the 30s here by the time we get towards the end of this week.
Now sports with David Greenberg.
Bears fans, you made it 18 weeks in the book, and it feels like the time has finally come to look towards the future. Many believe it was Matt Nagy's final game as head coach, and if it is, he sure went out with a bang. They were up in Minneapolis taking on the Vikings. Things started great right before the half. Andy Dalton finds Damian Williams on the wheel route for the touchdown. Bears went up 14-0. 17-10 now. Bears started the fourth on 3rd and short. Kirk Cousins avoiding the sack here, buying some time, firing downfield to Justin Jefferson. Not good coverage there. The Vikings tie it up at 17. And on their next possession, some more bad coverage by the Bears DBs. Cousins going for the end zone again. It's KJ Osborne making the diving grab. That gave the Vikings the lead. Bears ball next, 4th and 1 at midfield. And they pass. Dalton just has to heave it up, and it gets picked off 4 times today. The Bears had 4th and short and passed the ball. Patrick Peterson takes this one back for the touchdown. Dalton threw 2 picks, was sacked 7 times. The Bears end the season in a fitting manner, losing to the Vikings 31-17. This could be the end of an era.
I know this, whatever is supposed to happen will happen, and I'm a positive person, and again, I think that it's about these players right now, and these players have fought off to play hard. They sacrifice their body every day, and everything else will take care of itself how it's supposed to.
It just really makes, I know competitors, and a competitor like myself, it just gives me more drive going into the off season and just want to get better, and I'm sure a lot of other guys can attest to that as well.
Much different vibes for the Packers, who already locked up the 1 seed in the NFC. They were in Detroit, closing out the regular season. Packers up 7-0. The Lions pulling out the trick of all trick plays here. Multiple reverses, a wide receiver pass to a wide-open Khalif Raymond. That's a foot race and a touchdown to tie it up at 7. Lions took a touchdown lead in the second, but the Packers, they're going to strike back. Look at this catch here from Allen Lazard. How did he catch that? That tied things up at 14. Little bobble there at the end. Let's go to the fourth now. Packers trail by 5. Rodgers, little screen pass to his tight end, Josiah DeGuara. Some poor tackling by the Lions, and just like that, the Packers are back in front. That's a touchdown. But there's no quit in this Dan Campbell-led Lions squad. They run it out of the 2-minute warning. Give it to DeAndre Swift. He takes it. Got a lane and a clear path to the end zone. The Lions take the lead. They go on to pull off the upset 37-30, but the Packers, they're not losing any sleep over this loss.
Obviously, we're playing to win, but already with the 1 seed locked up, it was maybe a little less tense than it usually is in a close game like that.
We're at the point of the season now. You get one crack at it, man, and you got to make everything count. So we need everybody's best effort each and every day. We know nothing's going to be given to you. You have to earn everything you get. And so we'll lick our wounds from this one, and we'll move forward.
In the NBA, Bulls are going for their 10th straight win in Dallas tonight. If they get it, they'll tie the longest streak in franchise history since the 95-96 season. And up in Toronto, red-hot Fred VanVleet and the Raptors hosting the Pelicans. Tip-off a few minutes ago at 5 p.m.
The First Warning Interactive Radar brought to us by Rockford Auto Glass and More. Could see a couple of flurries or a light snow shower here late tonight. A couple of slick spots tomorrow, warming by the end of the week.
Thanks, Candace, and thank you for tuning in. We'll see you later.